Just 4.2 light-years away, a planet orbits the closest star to our Sun, Proxima Centauri b. It sits in the habitable zone where temperatures might allow liquid water and maybe life. This isn't science fiction, it's one of our most promising hopes beyond Earth. For centuries we've asked, are we alone? Now a small rocky world near a red dwarf star keeps that question alive. If you could stand there, on alien soil under a dim red sky, would you feel wonder? Or the weight of possibility? Let's dive into the secrets of Proxima Centauri b, and what it could mean for our future. Proximity to Earth. What would it be like to live on another planet? Well, we might not need to venture too far to find a new world, because just over 4 light-years away from us is Proxima Centauri b. That's right, the closest exoplanet that might one day become humanity's potential second home. You might be thinking, 4 light-years, that's pretty far. But let's put it in perspective. If we were to travel to Proxima Centauri by using current technology, it would take us about 70,000 years. That's a seriously long road trip, but on the cosmic scale, it's actually relatively close. Proxima Centauri b orbits around Proxima Centauri, a red dwarf star that's located in the Alpha Centauri star system, the closest star system to our own Sun. While our Sun is a yellow dwarf star, red dwarfs like Proxima Centauri are much smaller and cooler, but they also burn their fuel for far longer. That means Proxima Centauri could keep its planet stable for billions of years, which is exactly what we want for a habitable planet. The proximity of Proxima Centauri b to Earth makes it a fascinating candidate for exploration, and thanks to our growing technological advancements, who knows, maybe one day we'll set foot on this distant world. The thing that makes Proxima Centauri b even more intriguing is that it's within reach compared to other exoplanets, which are often hundreds or even thousands of light-years away. So, while we can't pack our bags and go just yet, this planet offers a real hope for future generations to travel, study, and perhaps even live beyond our own home planet. Isn't that exciting? Location in the habitable zone. The most exciting part of Proxima Centauri b, its location in the habitable zone. You've probably heard this term before. It's often called the Goldilocks zone, and it's where conditions are just right for liquid water to exist on a planet's surface. Not too hot, not too cold. It's the perfect sweet spot for life to thrive. And guess what? Proxima Centauri b sits smack dab in the middle of this habitable zone. Being in the habitable zone is a game changer. It means that just like Earth, Proxima Centauri b could have liquid water on its surface, which is one of the key ingredients for life as we know it. Think about it. Water is essential for all known life forms, from the tiniest microbe to the largest mammals. So the fact that this planet is positioned at just the right distance from its star means it has the potential to harbor conditions that could support life. This is one of the primary reasons scientists are so eager to study Proxima Centauri b. It might not just be a planet, it could be the next big discovery in our search for extraterrestrial life. But it's not just about being in the habitable zone, it's about how Proxima Centauri b's orbit interacts with its star. Unlike Earth, which is in a stable orbit around the Sun, Proxima Centauri b's orbit is likely to be influenced by the intense stellar radiation from its red dwarf star. That's a challenge. And we'll talk more about how that affects its potential for habitability in the next sections. But for now, it's enough to say that being in the habitable zone gives Proxima Centauri b a huge advantage in the search for life beyond Earth. Could it be the place where life is waiting to be discovered? Only time will tell. Earth-like size and composition. So what makes Proxima Centauri b so fascinating? Its size and composition. Unlike the gas giants like Jupiter or Saturn, Proxima Centauri b is a rocky planet, much like Earth. It's about 1.3 times the mass of our home planet, which means it's large enough to have a solid surface but not so big that it would be a gas giant. This is a huge advantage because it means that, theoretically, Proxima Centauri b could have an atmosphere, oceans, and even land masses just like Earth does. Imagine a world that could resemble our own in some ways. It's like having a twin out there in the vast expanse of space. The fact that Proxima Centauri b is a rocky planet opens up so many possibilities. It could have similar geological features like mountains, valleys, and maybe even volcanoes. Its surface might be shaped by tectonic activity, just like on Earth, where the plates beneath our feet shift and create the continents and oceans. And speaking of oceans, Proxima Centauri b's Earth-like size means it could potentially have water in liquid form, which is crucial for life. The idea that a planet in our cosmic neighborhood could have a solid surface and liquid water makes Proxima Centauri b incredibly intriguing to scientists. They're excited to study the composition of the planet's surface, its possible atmosphere, and whether it could support life forms similar to what we have here. If Proxima Centauri b is truly Earth-like, it could also offer a glimpse into the types of conditions that make a planet habitable. The more we learn about it, the better we can understand what's needed for life to thrive on other worlds. The fact that this planet is rocky and roughly the size of Earth only adds to its allure as a potential new home for humanity, or at least a place to search for extraterrestrial life. Potential for liquid water. Let's dive into one of the most exciting aspects of Proxima Centauri b, the potential for liquid water. Water is the key ingredient for life as we know it. And for years, scientists have been on the lookout for planets that might have water in its liquid form on their surface. Proxima Centauri b, situated in the habitable zone of its star, could be one of those rare gems where liquid water could exist. Being in the habitable zone means that Proxima Centauri b is at the right distance from its star, not too close so that water would evaporate, and not too far so that it would freeze. This perfect distance could allow the planet to have water in liquid form on its surface, which is essential for life. Picture vast oceans, rivers and lakes, just like here on Earth. And water doesn't just provide a home for life, it's also a key ingredient for maintaining an environment that could support complex ecosystems. It could even be the thing that makes this planet more Earth-like than we ever imagined. But there's more to this. The possibility of liquid water on Proxima Centauri b also depends on the planet's atmosphere, which we don't fully understand yet. If the planet has a thick atmosphere, it could create the right conditions for water to remain liquid on its surface, even if Proxima Centauri emits strong radiation. Without an atmosphere, the water would quickly evaporate or freeze, making the planet less likely to support life. That's why studying Proxima Centauri b's atmosphere is one of the biggest focuses for scientists. If they can determine that the planet has the right conditions, they'll be one step closer to answering the age-old question, are we alone in the universe? Tidally locked rotation. Let's take a moment to talk about something that makes Proxima Centauri b quite unique, its rotation. Unlike Earth, where day and night give us a rhythmic balance, Proxima Centauri b is likely tidally locked to its star. This means that one side of the planet is always facing the star, while the other side is in eternal darkness. It's a fascinating phenomenon that happens when a planet's orbit around its star syncs up with its rotation in such a way that it always shows the same face to the star. This tidally locked rotation can create some extreme conditions on Proxima Centauri b. On the side that faces its star, temperatures could soar to unimaginable heights, while the dark side would likely be freezing cold. These vast temperature differences would create unique weather patterns, possibly even powerful winds or atmospheric currents that move from the hot side to the cold side in an attempt to balance out the heat. The intense heat on the day side and the icy cold on the night side might make life as we know it challenging, but it also opens up possibilities for life forms to adapt to such extremes. Maybe life on this planet doesn't thrive in the traditional sense, but in some way we can't yet imagine it finds a way to exist. Now, if Proxima Centauri b does indeed have an atmosphere, it could mitigate some of these extreme temperatures, circulating heat between the two sides and perhaps creating a more habitable environment. That said, the tidal locking of the planet could make the atmosphere's stability a major factor in determining whether life could survive here. It's a delicate balance, but one that might lead to the discovery of life forms unlike anything we've ever encountered before. Stellar activity and radiation. There's no denying that Proxima Centauri b is a fascinating exoplanet, but being so close to its star as a red dwarf brings some serious challenges for its habitability. Red dwarfs like Proxima Centauri are known for their stellar activity, which includes strong solar flares and radiation bursts that can be harsh on nearby planets. So, while Proxima Centauri b is in the habitable zone, the question arises, could it withstand the intense radiation from its star? Let's dive into that. Proxima Centauri, unlike our Sun, is much smaller and cooler, but it's also far more active. It regularly emits powerful flares and radiation, which could strip away the atmosphere of a planet in the habitable zone. This radiation could bombard the surface of Proxima Centauri b, making it harder for life to exist, especially if it lacks a strong magnetic field or protective atmosphere. Imagine being in a constant battle against radiation that could fry the surface and potentially evaporate any water that might exist. It's not an easy environment to thrive in. But here's the twist, Proxima Centauri b could still have a fighting chance. If it has a thick atmosphere, much like Earth's, it could protect the surface from harmful radiation. Additionally, some scientists believe that certain life forms could adapt to these conditions, developing protective mechanisms to survive in environments with high radiation levels. After all, life on Earth has found ways to thrive in extreme conditions, from deep-sea vents to radioactive zones. The ability of Proxima Centauri b's atmosphere to withstand its star's harsh radiation will be crucial in determining whether this planet can support life, or if we're looking at a world where only the toughest organisms could survive. Scientific interest and exploration. Proxima Centauri b has certainly captured the imagination of scientists, astronomers, and space enthusiasts alike, but what's next? What are the next steps for exploring this fascinating exoplanet and uncovering its secrets? The truth is, Proxima Centauri b is a top contender in the search for habitable planets and extraterrestrial life. It's a planet that could offer us insights into the possibilities of life beyond Earth, and with the right tools and technology, it might not be as far out of reach as we once thought. So, how do we study a planet that's over 4 light-years away? With the development of advanced telescopes and new technologies, astronomers are able to gather more information about Proxima Centauri b than ever before. One of the most exciting prospects on the horizon is the use of next-generation telescopes, such as the James Webb Space Telescope, which is designed to peer deeper into space and study the atmospheres of distant planets in incredible detail. This could help scientists determine if Proxima Centauri b has an atmosphere, how thick it is, and whether it contains the necessary elements to support life. In addition to the tools we have today, future space missions could take us even closer to understanding Proxima Centauri b. There are discussions within the scientific community about sending probes to explore this distant exoplanet, though it's a massive undertaking that would take decades to accomplish with current propulsion technology. One potential mission could involve the Breakthrough Starshot Initiative, a project aimed at sending small, light-powered probes to nearby stars at a fraction of the speed we're capable of now. These probes could send back data on the planet's surface and atmosphere, dramatically enhancing our understanding of its potential habitability. While we're still in the early stages of exploration, Proxima Centauri b holds the promise of answering some of humanity's biggest questions. Is there life beyond Earth? What does a potentially habitable planet look like up close? By continuing to study this distant world, we not only expand our knowledge of the universe, but also bring ourselves one step closer to understanding our place within it. This pursuit might be the key to discovering a new world for future generations. Thanks for joining me on this journey to explore Proxima Centauri b, one of the most exciting potential habitable worlds beyond our solar system. While we still have many questions about its true nature, and whether it can support life, every discovery brings us closer to understanding our place in the cosmos. The universe is vast and full of mysteries just waiting to be uncovered. Stay curious, keep looking up, and remember, space holds endless wonders for those who seek them. And if you love discovering the secret of the universe, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more adventures. Since the dawn of civilization, humans have stared at the stars, yearning to understand our place in the vast cosmos. Ancient astronomers mapped the heavens with curiosity and awe, while today's scientists have uncovered a stunning truth. The universe isn't just expanding, it's accelerating. Yet the biggest question still looms larger than galaxies themselves. What ultimate destiny awaits the universe? Will it stretch endlessly into an icy dark void, or could it one day collapse in a fiery cosmic finale? Join me as we unravel this breathtaking mystery where science meets the edge of imagination, and the future of everything hangs in the balance. The cosmic question. What if I told you the universe is not just expanding? It might be racing toward a fate so strange and mysterious that it challenges everything we know about time, space, and existence itself. This isn't science fiction or a far-off fantasy. It's a cosmic puzzle that has captivated scientists, philosophers, and curious minds for decades. Will the universe stretch endlessly, growing colder and emptier until nothing remains? Or could it one day reverse course and collapse back in on itself, like a giant cosmic heartbeat pulsing through time? Or perhaps even more unsettling, might it tear itself apart atom by atom, unraveling the very fabric of reality? These mind-boggling possibilities sound like something out of a sci-fi novel, yet they come directly from the most cutting-edge research in astrophysics and cosmology. Today, we're embarking on a journey to explore one of humanity's most profound and thrilling questions. What is the ultimate destiny of our universe? Whether you're someone who loves gazing at the stars or simply want to understand the future of everything around us, this adventure will guide you through astonishing theories, surprising facts, and the mind-bending nature of space itself. So prepare your imagination and curiosity, because the fate of the universe may be far stranger and more fascinating than anything you've ever imagined. The Big Bang and the beginning of expansion. Almost 13.8 billion years ago, the universe had its dramatic beginning, not with a bang as the name suggests, but from an unimaginably hot, dense point smaller than an atom. This moment, known as the Big Bang, set everything in motion. From this tiny speck, space itself began to stretch and expand, creating the cosmos we call home. Early on, the universe grew at an astonishing pace during a phase called cosmic inflation, where it ballooned exponentially in a fraction of a second. This rapid expansion smoothed out the universe, setting the stage for galaxies, stars, and planets to form billions of years later. What's remarkable is that this expansion didn't happen in space. Rather, space itself expanded, carrying everything along like dots on an inflating balloon's surface. Scientists have traced back this expansion through observations like the cosmic microwave background, the faint afterglow of that first moment, which acts as a snapshot of the infant universe. Understanding this explosive origin is key because it explains not only how the universe began, but why it's still growing today. But the real mystery starts with the question: will this expansion ever stop? Is the universe still expanding? For centuries, humans have looked up at the night sky and wondered if the cosmos is static or changing. Then, in the 1920s, a groundbreaking discovery shattered old beliefs. Distant galaxies aren't just sitting still, they're speeding away from us. This phenomenon, called redshift, acts like a cosmic Doppler effect, stretching the light waves and proving that space itself is expanding. But here's the twist. This expansion isn't slowing down. Thanks to powerful tools like the Hubble Space Telescope, scientists found that the universe's growth is actually accelerating. The surprising culprit behind this mysterious force is something we call dark energy, an invisible energy making up about 68% of the universe and pushing galaxies apart faster and faster. Dark energy is baffling because we can't see it or measure it directly, but its effects shape everything from galaxy clusters to the very fate of existence. Understanding how and why the universe keeps stretching reveals not just where we are today but where everything is headed. The cosmos is far from static, it's an ever-evolving masterpiece, driven by forces we are only beginning to grasp. Theories about the universe's ultimate fate. When it comes to the universe's future, scientists have outlined 3 dramatic possibilities, each with its own cosmic drama. The first is the Big Freeze. Imagine a universe that expands forever, galaxies drifting so far apart that stars burn out, leaving a cold, dark emptiness. Over unimaginable eons, everything fades into silence as heat and energy dissipate. The second scenario, the Big Crunch, paints a very different picture. What if gravity eventually overpowers expansion? The cosmos could reverse course, shrinking everything back into a dense, fiery collapse, like rewinding the universe's own birth. Lastly, there's the most extreme and unsettling idea, the Big Rip. If dark energy grows stronger over time, it could eventually tear apart galaxies, stars, planets, and even atoms, ripping the very fabric of reality apart. Each theory depends heavily on the nature of dark energy and how it behaves over cosmic timescales. The fate of everything we know hangs in the balance between these incredible, mind-bending outcomes. What happens next might rewrite the story of existence itself. The role of dark energy. Among the most profound mysteries of the cosmos lies something both invisible and overwhelmingly powerful: dark energy. This mysterious force doesn't just influence the universe, it dominates it, making up nearly 68% of all cosmic energy. Unlike gravity, which pulls things together, dark energy pushes space itself apart, driving the accelerated expansion of the universe. Scientists first suspected its existence when they noticed galaxies speeding away faster than expected, defying the slowing effects of gravity. But what exactly is dark energy? Is it a constant, unchanging force? Or could it evolve over time, perhaps weakening or intensifying? These questions fuel cutting-edge research and debates in cosmology today. Understanding dark energy is crucial because it determines whether the universe will expand forever, collapse, or rip itself apart. Unlocking its secrets may not only reveal the fate of the universe but also challenge our understanding of physics itself. Dark energy remains one of the biggest enigmas, a ghostly presence shaping everything around us in ways we are just beginning to comprehend. Recent discoveries and changing perspectives. The universe is constantly surprising us, and recent discoveries have started to challenge long-held assumptions about its fate. Some new research hints that dark energy might not be as constant as once thought. Instead, it could be slowly weakening over billions of years, opening the door to a future where cosmic expansion could change course, or slow dramatically. This shift in understanding is shaking up cosmologists, forcing them to reconsider how the universe might evolve. Cutting-edge projects like the Dark Energy Spectroscopic Instrument are mapping millions of galaxies with unprecedented detail to track these subtle changes. These observations could redefine cosmic models and hint at new physics beyond our current theories. It's a reminder that the universe's story is still unfolding, and every discovery brings us closer to answering whether the cosmos will expand forever or take an unexpected turn. The journey to uncover our universe's destiny is ongoing, filled with thrilling discoveries that challenge everything we thought we knew. The uncertain future. The fate of the universe remains one of the most profound mysteries we face, an enigma wrapped in dark energy, cosmic expansion, and time itself. Despite decades of research and incredible technological leaps, scientists still don't have a definitive answer. Will the universe continue expanding forever into an icy, silent void? Or will it someday collapse back, triggering a cosmic reset? Perhaps it will unravel at its seams in a violent big rip no one has yet fully imagined. What makes this question so fascinating is how it pushes the limits of our knowledge and imagination, reminding us that we are explorers in an ever-expanding sea of the unknown. The universe's story is still being written, and every new discovery adds another chapter to this cosmic saga. So as we gaze into the night sky, let's embrace the wonder and uncertainty, because it is precisely this mystery that fuels our quest for understanding. The universe may be infinite, but so is our curiosity, and that might just be the greatest force shaping the future of all things. Thanks for joining this cosmic journey into the fate of the universe. If you enjoyed exploring these mind-blowing mysteries, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Space Facts, and hit the bell icon so you never miss an adventure beyond the stars. Your support helps us bring more fascinating space stories right to you. Got questions or theories about the universe's future? Drop them in the comments. We love hearing from curious minds like you. Stay curious, keep looking up, and get ready for the next incredible adventure with Space Facts. The moon is more than just a glowing orb in our night sky. It's a powerful force that has shaped Earth's tides, climate, and even the length of our days for billions of years. Did you know that the moon is slowly drifting away from Earth at about 3.8 centimeters per year? Now imagine what would happen if, instead of drifting away, it suddenly collided with our planet. Do you know the devastating effects such a cosmic crash could unleash? The moon's current orbit and stability. What if the moon suddenly stopped orbiting Earth and started drifting closer? The consequences would be immediate and terrifying. The moon's gravity is already responsible for the tides we see each day, but if it moved closer, those tides would become monstrous, flooding coastlines and swallowing entire cities. This gravitational tug-of-war would also trigger massive earthquakes and volcanic eruptions as the Earth's crust strains under the added stress. The atmosphere wouldn't escape unscathed either. Violent storms and unusual weather patterns would sweep across the globe, making survival even harder. The moon's approach would disrupt the delicate balance that has kept Earth stable for billions of years, and the closer it got, the more chaotic life would become. This isn't just about water rising or storms intensifying. This is a complete upheaval of the planet's natural rhythms. The moon's pull would literally shake the ground beneath our feet, crack open the Earth's surface, and unleash forces that could reshape continents. It's a reminder that even our closest celestial neighbor plays a critical role in maintaining the balance of life on Earth. Without that balance, the planet would be a very different, far more hostile place. The initial approach and gravitational effects. The moon drifting closer to Earth wouldn't just cause wild tides and earthquakes. It would unleash a storm of atmospheric chaos like we've never seen. As the moon's gravity pulls harder, the air itself would become unstable, whipping up fierce winds and triggering massive storms that could rage non-stop. These wouldn't be ordinary storms. Think of hurricanes on steroids swirling across continents with relentless power. The interaction between charged particles from both Earth and the moon could even spark intense electrical storms, lighting up the sky with bolts far stronger than any lightning we know. This atmospheric turmoil would disrupt global weather patterns, making it nearly impossible to predict what comes next. Crops would fail, ecosystems would be thrown off balance, and the very air we breathe could become hazardous. The moon's approach would turn our skies into a battleground of natural forces, leaving no corner of the planet untouched. It's a stark reminder that the moon isn't just a silent companion lighting up our nights, it's a powerful force shaping life on Earth in ways we often overlook. As the chaos builds, survival would become a daily challenge, and humanity would have to adapt quickly or face the consequences of a planet thrown out of balance. Atmospheric and environmental chaos. The moment the moon crashes into Earth, the sheer force unleashed would be beyond anything humanity has ever witnessed. This isn't just a big explosion, it's a cataclysmic event releasing energy equivalent to billions of nuclear bombs detonating at once. The impact would instantly vaporize everything near the collision site, turning solid ground into molten rock and sending shockwaves racing around the globe. Debris from the collision would be hurled into the atmosphere and beyond, creating a fiery rain of molten fragments that would ignite wildfires worldwide. The sky would fill with thick clouds of dust and ash, blocking out sunlight and plunging the planet into darkness. This sudden blackout, known as an impact winter, could last for months or even years, causing temperatures to drop drastically and disrupting the delicate balance of life. Plants would struggle to survive without sunlight, and the collapse of ecosystems would ripple through the food chain, threatening countless species with extinction. The moon's collision wouldn't just reshape the surface of Earth, it would rewrite the story of life itself, forcing every living thing to face an uncertain and hostile world. This event would mark one of the most dramatic turning points in Earth's history, a reminder of how fragile our planet's stability truly is. Collision impact energy. So what would actually happen after the moon's catastrophic impact with Earth? Well, the immediate aftermath would be a global firestorm of unimaginable scale. The tremendous energy from the collision would superheat the atmosphere, igniting every combustible surface across continents. Forests, cities, everything would be engulfed in an inferno. As these firestorms rage, they'd pump colossal amounts of soot, ash, and greenhouse gases into the atmosphere, creating a thick, dark shroud that would completely block out the sun for months or maybe even years. This extended period of darkness, known as an impact winter, would cause global temperatures to plummet drastically. Photosynthesis, which is the fundamental process supporting most life on Earth, would just grind to a halt. The chilling temperatures, combined with the lack of sunlight, would decimate plant life, leading to a catastrophic collapse of food chains. The air itself would become unbreathable, filled with toxic gases and fine particles from the fires and pulverized debris. Surviving any initial impact would only be the beginning of a desperate struggle against a dying world, one that's been transformed into a barren, frozen landscape where the conditions for life as we know it would basically cease to exist. Global firestorms and darkness. When the moon collides with Earth, it won't just shake the planet, it'll fundamentally alter how our world spins. The impact's immense force would change Earth's rotation speed, possibly making days longer or shorter in ways we just can't predict. Imagine waking up to a day that lasts 30 hours or maybe just a few minutes shorter than usual. Our entire sense of time would be thrown off. The collision could even tilt Earth's axis, which is what gives us our seasons. Even a slight change in this tilt could lead to extreme climate shifts, with some regions facing brutal, never-ending winters, while others deal with scorching, relentless summers. This disruption to Earth's natural rhythms would affect everything: weather patterns, animal migration, and plant growth cycles. Over time, these changes could make huge parts of the planet hostile to life as we know it. The delicate balance that's allowed civilizations to thrive for thousands of years would be shattered, forcing humanity to adapt to a drastically different environment. It's a stark reminder that the moon isn't just a pretty object in the night sky. It actually plays a vital role in keeping our planet stable and life-supporting. Without it, Earth's future would be uncertain and filled with challenges we can barely imagine. Changes to Earth's rotation and orbit. The aftermath of a Moon-Earth collision wouldn't just leave a scar on the surface. It would create a massive cloud of debris orbiting our planet. This debris, made up of pulverized rock and dust, could actually form a spectacular ring around Earth, kind of like Saturn's iconic bands. Over time, some of this material might clump together, gradually forming a new moon. But this new satellite wouldn't be the gentle, familiar moon we know. It could be irregularly shaped, unstable, and constantly shifting. This debris ring or new moon would dramatically affect Earth's tides, possibly causing unpredictable flooding and altering marine ecosystems. Nights could become brighter or darker, depending on the density of the debris, disrupting animal behaviors and human activities alike. The constant presence of this debris would also pose a hazard to satellites and spacecraft, making it a lot more complicated to explore space or use the satellite technology we rely on for communication and navigation. This cosmic aftermath would remind us that even after a catastrophic event, the universe keeps moving, reshaping itself in ways that are both beautiful and dangerous. Life on Earth would have to adapt, not just to the immediate destruction, but to a changed celestial environment that could influence our planet for thousands, if not millions of years. Formation of a new debris ring or moon. So, the collision between the moon and Earth would trigger an extinction-level event unlike anything in recorded history. The immediate shockwaves, massive fires, and impact winter would, devastate ecosystems, wiping out countless species in just a matter of weeks. But the ripple effects would extend far beyond the initial disaster. Food chains would collapse as plants die off from lack of sunlight, and animals would really struggle to find enough resources to survive. Human civilization, which is so dependent on stable climates and agriculture, would face unimaginable challenges. Societies might collapse under the strain of famine, disease, and social unrest. Yet, even in the face of such destruction, life has a remarkable ability to endure. Microbial life, hidden deep underground or in the oceans, could survive the harsh conditions and serve as the foundation for eventual recovery. Over thousands or even millions of years, new species might evolve to fill the ecological niches left vacant. This event would mark a brutal reset for life on Earth, but it wouldn't necessarily be the end. It's a powerful reminder of both the fragility and resilience of life, showing just how closely our fate is tied to the cosmic forces that shape our planet. Potential extinction level event. The moon crashing into Earth would unleash geological chaos that reshapes the planet for millions of years. The impact's force would fracture the crust, triggering massive volcanic eruptions worldwide. These eruptions would spew ash and lava, further darkening the skies and poisoning the air. Mountains could rise or crumble, and new landforms would emerge as the Earth's surface is violently rearranged. This geological upheaval would not only change the landscape, but also disrupt the planet's internal heat flow, potentially altering tectonic activity for ages. Earthquakes would become more frequent and severe, making the ground unstable and dangerous. Over time, these changes would create a planet that looks and feels completely different from the one we know today. The scars of the collision would be etched into the very bedrock, a permanent reminder of the cosmic disaster. Yet this process of destruction and renewal is part of Earth's natural cycle, though on a scale far beyond anything experienced in human history. It's a powerful testament to the dynamic nature of our planet and how it responds to forces from beyond our world, forever changing the stage on which life plays out. Long-term geological changes. The aftermath of a Moon-Earth collision would raise a crucial question. Could life ever bounce back from such devastation? Despite the overwhelming destruction, Earth's resilience is remarkable. Deep beneath the surface, microbial life forms could survive the harsh conditions, tucked away from the worst of the fires, radiation, and freezing darkness. These tiny survivors would become the seeds of a new beginning, slowly repopulating the planet's ecosystems over millions of years. Evolution would take its course, with new species emerging to fill the void left by those wiped out. However, this recovery wouldn't be quick or easy. The planet's environment would be radically altered, with unstable climates and landscapes posing constant challenges. Human civilization, if it survived, would have to adapt to a world unrecognizable from the one we know today. This long road to recovery highlights the incredible tenacity of life and the delicate balance that sustains it. While the moon's collision would mark an end to an era, it wouldn't necessarily spell the end of life itself. Instead, it would reset the clock, offering a harsh but fascinating glimpse into nature's ability to endure and evolve, even after the most catastrophic events. Could life ever recover? The moon's collision with Earth would be a cosmic catastrophe, but it also reveals something profound: the fragile yet extraordinary balance that sustains life on our planet. This event would shatter the harmony that has allowed ecosystems to flourish and civilizations to rise. Yet it's a powerful reminder that Earth exists within a vast and dynamic universe, where celestial bodies constantly influence one another in ways both subtle and dramatic. The moon's presence stabilizes Earth's tilt, moderates tides, and even affects the length of our days. Without it, or after such a catastrophic collision, the world would be unrecognizable, chaotic, unstable, and harsh. But this scenario also highlights humanity's place in the cosmos. Small, vulnerable, yet capable of incredible resilience and adaptation. While the moon crashing into Earth is an almost impossible event, thinking about it helps us appreciate the delicate cosmic dance that makes life possible. It encourages us to protect our planet and understand our universe better, knowing that even the most familiar celestial neighbor plays a vital role in the story of life. So, next time you look up at the moon, remember, it's not just a glowing rock in the sky, but a guardian of Earth's balance and a key player in the ongoing saga of our planet. Thanks for joining us on Space Facts today. If you enjoyed exploring what would happen if the moon collided with Earth, make sure to hit that bell icon so you never miss out on our cosmic discoveries. Don't forget to subscribe for more mind-blowing space content delivered straight to your feed. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Drop a comment below and tell us which space fact amazed you the most, or what topic you want us to cover next. Stay curious, and keep looking up. Right now, as you're watching this video, there are mysterious worlds spinning in the darkness beyond Pluto that NASA has been quietly discovering. Worlds so bizarre they're rewriting everything we thought we knew about our solar system. These aren't just random chunks of ice floating in space. These are full-blown alien worlds with their own moons, ring systems, and physics-defying properties that would make science fiction writers jealous. But here's the kicker. Some of these discoveries are so recent that most people have never even heard their names. Did you know there's a world out there that spins so fast it literally stretched itself into the shape of a football? The dwarf planet that dethroned Pluto. Did you know there's a world out there so massive it literally kicked Pluto out of the Planet Club? Meet Eris, the cosmic troublemaker that changed everything we thought we knew about our solar system. This icy giant sits way beyond Pluto's orbit, roughly 68 times farther from the Sun than Earth, making it one of the most distant objects we've ever discovered in our neighborhood. What makes Eris absolutely mind-blowing is that it's actually 27% more massive than Pluto, despite being slightly smaller in size. Think of it as the dense, muscular cousin that nobody talks about at family gatherings. When astronomers first spotted this beast in 2005, it sparked the Great Planetary Identity Crisis that ultimately led to Pluto's demotion to dwarf planet status. But here's where it gets really wild. Eris is so far out there that it takes 557 Earth years just to complete one single orbit around our Sun. The surface temperature, a bone-chilling -400 degrees Fahrenheit, cold enough to freeze nitrogen solid. Named after the Greek goddess of chaos and discord, Eris lives up to its reputation by having an orbit so elliptical and tilted that it literally dances to its own cosmic rhythm. This frozen world even has its own moon called Dysnomia, named after Eris's daughter who was the goddess of lawlessness. Together, they're like the ultimate rebel duo of our solar system, proving that the most interesting characters always hang out in the shadows. The Easter Island of space. What if I told you there's a world out there named after an Easter Island creation god that's hiding secrets NASA never expected? Welcome to Makemake, the reddish dwarf planet that's rewriting the rules of what we thought possible in the outer solar system. This bizarre world sits about 45 times farther from the Sun than Earth, cruising through the Kuiper Belt like a cosmic ghost wrapped in mystery. Here's what makes Makemake absolutely fascinating. Its surface is covered in frozen methane and nitrogen, giving it this eerie reddish-brown color that makes it look like a giant rusty marble floating in space. But the real shocker came when scientists discovered that this supposedly lonely world actually has a tiny dark moon they nicknamed MK2. This little companion is so dark it absorbs almost all light that hits it, making it nearly invisible and explaining why it took astronomers over a decade to spot it after finding Makemake itself. The temperature on this frozen wasteland? A brutal -406 degrees Fahrenheit, so cold that even the atmosphere would freeze solid if it had one. What's really mind-bending is that Makemake completes one orbit around our Sun every 310 Earth years, meaning since its discovery in 2005, it's barely moved from where we first spotted it. Named after the Polynesian creator deity from Easter Island, this world represents one of the most significant discoveries in our solar system's outer reaches, proving that even in the darkest, coldest corners of space, there are still incredible surprises waiting to be uncovered. The spinning football planet. There's a world spinning so fast in our solar system that it literally stretched itself into the shape of a football, and it comes with its own ring system that shouldn't even exist. Say hello to Haumea, the cosmic speed demon that's breaking every rule we thought we knew about how planets behave. This elongated freak of nature rotates once every 4 hours, making it one of the fastest spinning objects in our entire solar system. So fast that centrifugal force has warped it into an egg-like shape that's twice as long as it is wide. Located about 43 times farther from the Sun than Earth, Haumea is essentially a giant spinning ice ball made mostly of crystalline water ice, reflecting sunlight so brilliantly that it practically glows in the darkness of space. But here's where things get absolutely insane. This spinning football has 2 moons, Hi'iaka and Namaka, named after Hawaiian goddesses, and they're likely chunks that got flung off during some catastrophic collision billions of years ago. The real kicker? In 2017, scientists discovered that Haumea has its own ring system, making it the first known ringed object beyond Neptune. These rings are incredibly thin and dark, orbiting around Haumea's equator like a cosmic hula hoop. What makes this discovery so shocking is that according to everything we know about physics, rings shouldn't be stable around such a rapidly rotating, oddly shaped object. Yet, there they are, defying our understanding and proving that the outer solar system is full of impossible worlds doing impossible things. The Lonely Wanderer. Ever wonder what happens when a world gets so lonely that it takes 11,400 years just to say hello to the Sun once? Meet Sedna, the cosmic hermit that's rewriting everything we thought we knew about the edge of our solar system. This blood-red dwarf planet is currently sitting about 84 times farther from the Sun than Earth. But here's the kicker. Yeah, that's actually its close approach. When Sedna reaches its farthest point in its orbit, it ventures out to a mind-boggling 937 astronomical units away, making it so distant that the Sun would look like just another bright star in the sky. What makes this world absolutely fascinating is its deep crimson color, caused by organic compounds called tholins that have been baked by cosmic radiation for billions of years. The surface is a frozen wasteland of water ice, methane, and carbon dioxide, with temperatures that never rise above -400 degrees Fahrenheit. But here's where Sedna gets really mysterious. Its orbit is so extreme and elongated that something massive must have gravitationally yanked it into this bizarre path billions of years ago. Scientists think it could have been a rogue star that passed through our solar system when the Sun was young, or maybe even evidence of the legendary Planet 9 lurking in the outer darkness. Sedna rotates incredibly slowly, taking about 10 hours to complete one spin, and it's completely alone out there with no known moons. This lonely wanderer represents our first glimpse into the inner Oort cloud, that mysterious region where comets are born. The ancient surprise. There's a world out there that's completely shattering our understanding of physics by sporting rings that absolutely should not exist. Meet Quaoar, the rebel dwarf planet that's making scientists question everything they thought they knew about how ring systems work. This icy troublemaker sits about 43 times farther from the Sun than Earth, cruising through the Kuiper Belt with a secret that wasn't discovered until 2022. Named after the creation deity of the Tongva people of Southern California, Quaoar is roughly half the size of Pluto, but packs enough surprises to keep astronomers scratching their heads for years. Here's what makes this world absolutely mind-blowing. It has a ring system that orbits at a distance where rings simply cannot exist according to our current understanding of celestial mechanics. These rings sit way beyond what's called the Roche limit, the theoretical boundary where a planet's gravity should tear apart any orbiting material and turn it into moons instead. Yet Quaoar's rings are just hanging out there, perfectly stable, basically giving physics the middle finger. The rings themselves are incredibly faint and narrow, made up of tiny particles that somehow resist clumping together into larger objects. What's even more bizarre is that Quaoar has a small moon called Weiwat, named after Quaoar's son in Tongva mythology, which orbits much farther out than the rings. This setup defies everything we know about how ring systems should behave, suggesting there are fundamental forces at work in our solar system that we're only just beginning to understand. Pluto's anti-twin. What if there's a world out there that's locked in a cosmic dance with Pluto, orbiting in perfect harmony but always staying on the exact opposite side of the solar system? Welcome to Orcus. The anti-Pluto that's proving the universe has a twisted sense of symmetry. This dark, mysterious dwarf planet sits roughly the same distance from the Sun as Pluto, about 39 times farther than Earth, but here's where things get absolutely wild. It's trapped in what scientists call a 1-to-2 orbital resonance with Pluto, meaning for every 2 orbits Pluto makes, Orcus completes exactly 1. But the real kicker is that they're positioned like cosmic opposites, always maintaining maximum separation as they waltz through space together. Named after the Roman god of the underworld and punisher of broken oaths, Orcus is significantly smaller than Pluto but shares some eerily similar characteristics. Its surface is covered in water ice mixed with organic compounds, giving it a grayish appearance that makes it look like Pluto's shadow twin. The most fascinating part? Orcus has its own moon called Vanth, named after an Etruscan demon, and this moon is unusually large compared to its parent, almost like a mini version of the Pluto-Charon system. What makes this relationship so bizarre is that despite being gravitationally linked in this eternal dance, Orcus and Pluto will never get closer than about 18 astronomical units apart. They're like cosmic dance partners who are forever destined to mirror each other's movements while never actually meeting, creating one of the most elegant and mysterious orbital relationships in our entire solar system. The Chaos Bringer. There's a world tumbling through space so chaotically that scientists can't even figure out which way is up, and it's named after a Chinese water god known for causing floods and chaos. Meet Gong Gong, the cosmic troublemaker that's spinning in such a bizarre way, it's making astronomers question everything they know about planetary rotation. This dark reddish dwarf planet lurks about 67 times farther from the Sun than Earth, taking a whopping 554 years to complete just one orbit around our star. What makes Gong Gong absolutely mind-bending is its rotation. Instead of spinning like a normal planet with a stable axis, it tumbles end over end in a completely unpredictable pattern that changes constantly. Scientists think this chaotic tumbling was caused by a massive collision sometime in its past, possibly the same impact that created its small moon, Xiangliu, named after Gong Gong's nine-headed serpent companion in Chinese mythology. The surface of this world is covered in dark, methane-rich materials that absorb most of the sunlight hitting it, making it one of the reddest objects in the outer solar system. Here's what's really wild. Gong Gong is so massive that it's right on the borderline of being large enough to pull itself into a round shape, but its chaotic rotation and composition keep it slightly elongated. The temperatures on this frozen wasteland never rise above -400 degrees Fahrenheit, cold enough to freeze nitrogen solid. This tumbling giant represents one of the most dynamically unstable objects we've discovered in our solar system, proving that even billions of years after formation, some worlds are still dealing with ancient cosmic trauma. The slow giant. There's a cosmic giant lurking so far out in space that it takes over 1,100 years just to say hello to the sun once. And, scientists almost missed it completely while hunting for dark energy. Meet 2014 UZ-224, nicknamed DD for Distant Dwarf, the slow-motion behemoth that's redefining what we know about the edge of our solar system. This mysterious world sits approximately 8.5 billion miles away from the sun right now, making it nearly 3 times farther out than Pluto, and ranking it as the third most distant known object in the Kuiper Belt. What makes this discovery absolutely incredible is that it was found completely by accident. Astronomers were using the dark energy camera to map distant galaxies when undergraduate students spotted this single moving dot creeping across the cosmic background. The sheer size of this world is mind-blowing, measuring roughly 395 miles across, which makes it about 2/3 the diameter of the dwarf planet Ceres, and roughly half the size of Pluto. Here's where things get really wild. 2014 UZ-224 has one of the most extreme orbits ever discovered, swinging as close as 38 astronomical units from the Sun and reaching as far out as 180 astronomical units, creating an incredibly elongated path that takes 1,147 years to complete. The surface of this distant world is incredibly dark, reflecting only 13% of the sunlight that hits it, making it one of the darkest objects in our solar system. What's fascinating is that this world is currently headed inward toward the sun and won't reach its closest approach until the year 2142. The snowman of space. What if I told you there's a cosmic snowman floating 4 billion miles away that's revealing the deepest secrets of how our entire solar system was born? Meet Arrokoth, the most distant object ever visited by a spacecraft, and the ultimate time capsule that's rewriting everything we thought we knew about planetary formation. This bizarre double-lobed world looks exactly like a flattened snowman, with 2 rounded sections gently touching each other in what scientists describe as the most gentle cosmic kiss ever recorded. Here's what makes this discovery absolutely mind-blowing. When NASA's New Horizons spacecraft flew by Arrokoth on New Year's Day 2019, it revealed that this ancient relic formed through a process so delicate that its 2 halves came together at just 7 miles per hour, essentially docking like spacecraft rather than smashing together violently. The surface of this primordial world is incredibly red, even redder than Pluto, and recent analysis has revealed something that could change our understanding of life's origins. It contains sugars like ribose and glucose, the fundamental building blocks of life itself. What's truly fascinating is that Arrokoth has remained virtually unchanged for 4.5 billion years, preserved in the deep freeze of the Kuiper Belt like a cosmic fossil. Scientists believe this snowman-shaped world formed when a localized cloud of primordial material gently collapsed and fused together, proving that planet formation can happen through surprisingly gentle processes rather than violent collisions. This discovery is revolutionizing our understanding of how planets form and suggesting that the building blocks of life might be far more common in the universe than we ever imagined. The Phantom World. What if there's an invisible giant lurking in the darkest corners of our solar system? A phantom world so massive it's secretly controlling the orbits of distant objects like a cosmic puppet master. Meet Planet 9, the theoretical super-Earth that could be the most significant discovery in astronomy, since Neptune was found over 150 years ago. This mysterious world is believed to be roughly 10 times more massive than Earth, and orbits somewhere between 400 to 800 times farther from the Sun than our planet, making it so distant that it would take between 10,000 to 20,000 years just to complete one orbit around our star. Here's what makes this discovery absolutely mind-blowing. Scientists haven't actually seen Planet 9 yet, but they know it's there because of the gravitational fingerprints it's leaving behind. 6 distant objects in the Kuiper Belt all have their orbits mysteriously aligned in the same direction and tilted at the same 30-degree angle, something that would be virtually impossible without a massive planet shepherding them from the shadows. Computer simulations show that Planet 9's gravity is so powerful it could have tilted our entire solar system by 6 degrees over the past 4.5 billion years, finally solving a mystery that has puzzled astronomers for decades. Recent studies suggest there's at least a 40% chance this phantom planet actually exists, and it might be the core of a giant planet that was violently ejected by Jupiter during the chaotic early days of our solar system. With surface temperatures around minus 375 degrees Fahrenheit and a diameter 7.5 times larger than Earth, Planet 9 represents the ultimate cosmic hide-and-seek champion. So there you have it. 10 absolutely mind-blowing worlds that prove our solar system is way stranger than we ever imagined. From spinning footballs to phantom planets, these discoveries are just the beginning of what's waiting out there in the cosmic darkness. If these bizarre worlds blew your mind as much as they did mine, make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring the bell icon so you never miss our latest space discoveries. Drop a comment below and tell me which of these worlds surprised you the most. Was it the tumbling chaos of Gong Gong or the invisible giant Planet 9? Thanks for joining me on this cosmic journey, and I'll see you in the next Space Facts adventure.